Every nation is in debt. The entire world is drowning in debt. The United States stands at over $38 trillion, the highest level in its history. The European Union carries $14 trillion, Japan $9 trillion, and yes, even the oil kingdoms and industrial giants share the same disease. Saudi Arabia, Germany, China, all in debt. But here's the real question. If everyone owes money, who are we all in debt to? I'm from the Finance and Legacy channel, where money, power, and history sit at the same table. And at this table, no one plays fair. Debt isn't just a burden, it's the DNA of the system. Every war, every crisis, every fallen empire, all built on invisible chains, a web of IOU. Follow that chain long enough, and you'll see the uncomfortable truth. The world owes no one. It owes itself. But who is that self? The masters of the system, and we are their silent servants paying their interest. Today, the world's total debt exceeds $315 trillion. 3 times everything this planet produces. That's not an economic figure. It's the volume of modern slavery. And this story didn't begin with credit cards. It began with war. In 1694, England ran out of gold. The king turned to merchants to fund the war. And what did he give in return? The future of his people. A promise of future taxes and endless interest payments. That was the birth of the Bank of England. And for the first time, humanity spent money it didn't yet have. It was a revolution, not of freedom, but of bondage. Then France copied it. Holland perfected it. And America bought its independence with debt. From that day forward, debt was no longer a sign of weakness. It became a measure of power. Empires once conquered land to collect gold. Now they issue bonds to collect interest. Today, wars aren't fought with tanks. They're fought in balance sheets. 3 centuries later, debt has become the world's greatest export. The US owes $38 trillion, Japan $9 trillion. And every 100 days, the world adds another trillion to the total. But who's holding the other end of the rope? Who's the invisible hand behind it all? The answer hides within America, because America's debt isn't just national, it's global. Half of that $38 trillion is held by the public. But who is the public, really? Banks, funds, insurance giants, the true owners of the system. The remaining $9 trillion sits with foreign hands, Japan, China, the UK, small shares in a much larger game. So, yes, America owes itself, but that self belongs to a handful of corporate gods. The Treasury issues bonds. Banks buy them. The Federal Reserve buys them back, creating new dollars. Taxes are paid. Interest circles endlessly. Round and round. The same loop. The debt is real, but the creditor is the system's own reflection. And this isn't just America. It's a global illusion. Picture a poker table. Everyone's lending to everyone else. But no one leaves the table. Because if anyone stands up, the illusion collapses. And everyone realizes that nothing they've won was ever real. Nations lend to each other. Funds control the flow, and the central banks, the invisible priest of this era, create new debt with every move. Every bond means new money. Every dollar means someone else's liability. There is no such thing as debt-free money. This system survives on faith. As long as investors believe governments will keep paying interest, the machine keeps running. But what happens when faith dies? We've seen it before. In Greece, in Argentina, in Sri Lanka. One day the system collapses. The next day, the IMF is at your door. And what they call a rescue is nothing more than your surrender. This system has only one rule. Debt is never meant to be paid, only rolled over. It's not a flaw, it's policy. New debt replaces the old. Interest becomes the product itself. Debt is the rent of modern civilization. The global economy breathes through this rent, but it cannot stop, because if it stops, it dies. America will never pay its debt. Japan won't either. No one wants them to, because those debts are the spine of the system. If one day they were fully paid, the structure would collapse. Debt is no longer a crime. It's the fuel of order. And when politicians say, "We'll erase the debt," they're selling you an illusion. The truth is simple. The goal isn't to end the debt. It's to make you comfortable living with it. Because debt isn't just financial, it's social. It flows between classes. The poor pay it, the rich collect it. Debt is the tax system of the modern world. Only this time it's not God collecting the tithe, it's the market. Debt was once a form of dependence. Today it's sold as stability. But when that illusion breaks, the masks will fall. And when that day comes, everyone will see the same truth. This system cannot last forever, because every debt eventually demands payment. And when that day arrives, the world will be too exhausted.